Hi everyone, my name is Andy Fiero. Our channel here is Fun Fiero, and thank you for joining us here today. If you're brand new, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and go ahead and hit the bell icon so that way you'll stay up to date on all the latest videos coming out. And if you guys are returning, thank you so much. It's so glad to have you back. Today's topic is how to avoid mistakes that guests make on their first trip to Walt Disney World. So maybe you're planning your first trip to Walt Disney World and you're like, what do I do? I don't even know where to start. All I know is I want to go. First of all, great first step. Wanting to go, that's where all the magic starts. So maybe you're someone who has been to Disney World before, but you're like, hey, it's been a while. I'm not so sure how things have changed. What should I bring? What should I not bring? Those are all really good questions, and this video is definitely going to answer those questions for you guys as well. Just to let you guys know, this is going to be the first part of a two-part series that I'm doing on this subject. So let's get started and dive right in. So the first mistake that guests make when visiting Walt Disney World for the first time is kind of a two-part thing. And really guys, I've done this multiple times myself. So I will tell you guys, it's overpacking. So that's overpacking for your vacation in total, but also overpacking going to the parks on a daily basis. The second part of this is not leaving enough room in your luggage for souvenirs. So guys, I completely understand if this is your first trip to Walt Disney World, or it's been a long time since you've gone and you're just getting back, and you want to plan and you want to make sure that you have everything to make your visit so amazing. And let's face it, you've spent a lot of money on this trip. You don't want anything to go wrong. I get it. But you can overpack. There is such a thing, and that is typically the mistake that most people make when going to Walt Disney World for the first time. So I will say that guys, make sure that you're packing the necessities that you absolutely need, and don't overpack for things that could maybe possibly come up. Guys, those are things that could maybe possibly come up. But make sure that you're packing for a great vacation, but don't overpack. And always make sure that you guys leave room for souvenirs. You're going to the most magical place on earth. You're going to buy some incredible things that you want to bring home and treasure and keepsake. Absolutely save room for that in your luggage. So just plan ahead and make sure that that is something that you definitely count on. The other part of this is to make sure that you don't overpack when you go to the park on a daily basis. What you want to make sure is that you have, again, those necessities that you and your family, your traveling party will need, okay? But don't overpack with things that could possibly happen. If you're in Florida, you know it's probably gonna rain at least once a day. So take precautions on that side of things, but you know, you don't need two different pairs of shoes to travel with. If you want something that's maybe gonna be a little bit more comfortable in the evening after you've worn, you know, kind of the shoes that you've been wearing all day, that's understandable, but you don't need, you know, multiple chains of shoes. So just, you know, things like that, keep that in mind and don't overpack, because as you get way down throughout the day, the magic kind of starts to wear off a little bit. So just make sure that you guys are not overpacked either for your entire trip or for the day at the park. All right, so mistake number two, I just kind of mentioned it in the first part, but guys, definitely make sure when you're packing for your trip to bring an extra pair of shoes, at least an extra pair of shoes on your trip. Guys, you're gonna be walking 7, 8, 9 miles a day in these parks. So it's understandable that if you're going on a 3, 4, 5 day vacation and you're gonna be doing that much walking, your shoes might not wear out, but your feet might get really tired of those particular shoes. So bring another comfortable pair of shoes with you on your trip. And if you feel like you really need to bring that extra pair one day to the parks because the other pair is getting kind of iffy, go ahead, pack that in your day pack and bring that with you. The other thing to consider too, guys, is do not break in a pair of shoes on your vacation. Make sure they're already broken in before you go, and that way the magic will continue to live on through your vacation and your feet won't be killing you. Mistake number 3, guys, this is super important. So please make sure you listen to this one. People make the mistake of not drinking enough water on their Walt Disney World vacation. So I can say this for first timers going to Walt Disney World. I can say this to even veterans that go almost every week. But the fact is, guys, it is Florida. The moisture will be zapped out of your body. You will be sweating a lot. Doesn't matter what time of year that you go. And the thing is that water, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it often. But the good news is that, so you can bring a water bottle into the park, have it already filled up. But as you go through the day, guys, you can go get ice water at the quick service locations throughout any of the parks, and it's free. So make sure that you're taking advantage of that. Drink plenty of water. I know there are some awesome drinks, some really sugary drinks, and got the boba bubbles and everything. Not saying don't get that, absolutely get that, but just make sure that you're drinking enough water to counteract all of the sweets and all of the sun and all of the humidity. So definitely make sure that you're drinking enough water. So the 4th mistake, guys, this is a big one, and it can really mess up your trip if you don't do it and you don't do it often. And that is wear sunscreen, apply often. Guys, make sure that you're bringing the right sunscreen for you and the people in your party. So don't just, buy some sunscreen and hope that it works. Maybe even test it out before you go on your trip. Or if it's something that you do use, like in the summer when you guys get out, make sure you're using that sunscreen that works best for you. And then as you guys go throughout the day, again, it's Florida, you're going to be sweating, so make sure that you reapply this sunscreen so that way it works for you guys and you don't get sunburned. Because I will tell you right now, having been sunburned in the park, it is no fun. It is no fun at all. So please make sure that you guys bring the sunscreen, put it on yourself, and that way you can continue to have an amazing time at Walt Disney World and truly a magical time. So guys, to wrap up this video, and then again, this is a part 1 of 2 for how to avoid mistakes that guests make on their first trip to Walt Disney World. But guys, number 5 is trying to do it all. Hey guys, if you're like me and my family, when we go to Walt Disney World, we literally pull out a whiteboard so that way we can kind of strategize how we're going to do our fast passes, our dining, how we're actually going to work throughout the day at the park. Really we want to make sure that we try to get as much in as we can while we're at Walt Disney World, and we really try to kind of strategize up front, really work hard at it up front, so that way when we get there, it's just kind of, we go through those motions and everything's just working out. But we still, even with doing that, you can't do it all. There are 4 amazing, massive theme parks that, guys, have rides with some of the lines are just incredibly long, 3-4 hour waits. And with the coming of Galaxy's Edge, oh my goodness, guys, these lines are gonna be outrageous. And to say that, hey, you know what, we'll just fast pass those, yeah, you can definitely fast pass a lot of rides, but guys, the crowds just moving through the park will slow you down. The transportation to get from one park to another, from your resort to the parks, all of these things take time. Plus, if you're doing a sit-down table dining experience, I gotta tell you, that actually eats up a lot of the time that you can be inside the parks. Now, however, I do recommend doing a sit-down meal if you possibly can, because they are absolutely incredible, especially with the character dining experiences, so highly recommend that. But these are all things that take time, and as you go through your vacation at Walt Disney World, you're gonna realize very quickly, especially even on day 1, you're not gonna get it all done, and that's okay, because guess what? It's still gonna be there next year. And this way you guys can go back and create even more memories and new memories. And that's what it's all about. Going there, yes, everything is fun. The rides, the shows, everything is absolutely out of this world amazing. But I gotta tell you, take your time, enjoy the experiences. That is what it's all about, in creating those memories with the people that you're with. So those are my 5 on this video. And guys, coming up, we're gonna have even more coming your way on how to avoid the mistakes that guests make on their first time to Walt Disney World. So stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you will, give this video a like, and I'd love to know in the comments below, what are some things that you guys have made mistakes on that you've learned from and want to share with us here. So I would love to hear that. And also, if you have not already, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon so that way you stay up to date on all the videos that are coming out. And until next time, get out there, have some fun, and we'll see you on the flip side.